I feel like playing something low-key today. Kind of relaxing, but still fun. What better game to play then is something from the Grow series. I haven't shown a Grow game in so long, it's such a shame. So let's change that and play Chronon. Now, this is a different take on the Grow series. It was a concept that didn't really get more given to it. I'll explain. In the common Grow series, it is an order of operations type game. You have a certain amount of tasks in your hotbar that you need to do, and once completed, you are given an ending. Okay. Shit. 3, 2. I feel like playing a low-key kind of game, and what's more low-key than the Grow series? Three. 3, 2. I feel like playing something low-key today. Something relaxing, but also enjoyable and fun. That basically defines the Grow series. A series I have not talked about in such a long time, which is a shame, so we're going to talk about it now. This is Chronon, a very different imagining, let's say, of the Grow series. One that didn't really get, turned into something else afterwards. This is the only version of, this kind of gameplay mechanic. I will explain why, because, if you're not familiar with the Grow series, shame on you. But the usual Grow gameplay mechanics are a order of operations type game. You are given certain tasks in a hotbar. You click on those tasks in tasks in a certain order, and depending on what order you do them in, certain things happen on the board. You change the world or something, and there's an ending. And there's multiple endings because you've got multiple things to choose from, and it is just fun to watch things, grow. Chronon, which is what this thing I believe is called, is different than that. Instead of having a plethora of tasks put in front of you, you kind of have to figure this out on your own in almost a point-and-click adventure kind of way. While not a growing mechanic, it is a timeline mechanic. It's very interesting. At the top of your screen, we have certain times of the day. If you click on them, let's say we are at the 6:15 timeline right now. If we click on the next 9:05, the time changes. Now, nothing has happened because, we didn't do anything in 6:15. See, if we do something at 6:15, at 9:05, something may or may not have changed. If we keep going for 12:25, or even to the end, things progress in the world. So instead of having something grow in front of you, you're manipulating things so that time takes its effect. It's very different from the usual Grow, but I think it's really, really cool. So let's see if we can get our little guy out. The goal of this game is to get our little yellow dude in the cage out before the homeowner gets home and presumably eats us. I'm just saying I don't want to be food. So let's figure out what we can do in this environment. You take your mouse and you kind of go over certain objects, seeing what they do and if they're interactable. We got stuff there. Nothing over there. We got an egg. There's something under here, but I'm on the cage, so I can't exactly do anything with that. Okay, so let's start clicking stuff. We click on the pot. It moves over there. We click on the pot again. It moves over there. Click on it like that. Okay, this thing does the same thing. We got an egg. It just does that. Well, if we have an egg and we give it sunlight, something may or may not happen. Let's test it. We go to 9:05. And now we have an egg on a counter, but there's sunshine. Ooh. Will it grow? Or hatch? Well, we're missing a time slot. So that may or may not be gameplay later. Let's go to 12:25. When it's raining. Okay, so the egg did not hatch, but there's water coming into this jar here. Interesting. Well, what happens at 14:55 to see what happens? We got sunlight. We got this little creature that's been doing nothing, moving up. Oh, it probably ate the apple that fell in the storm. 18:10. It's dark again. Okay. Let's go back to 6:15 and see if we can't figure some things out. Well, this egg can possibly be put in this... no, it can't be put in the pot. Can I make a nest for it? It looks like I can. Hey, I got a little thing. That's creepy. What does it do? It's just sitting there. Okay. It's just sitting there and getting bigger. 18:10. It's just sitting there. What happens when the guy comes home? That's what 1900 hours Army Standard Time. Probably nothing good. So let's go back to 6:15. And see what we can pull off instead. So we know if we leave this be, it'll grow into something. So we got that. If we take this and put that there, we possibly have a cooking vessel, but that means we have to cook something. Well, we have ingredients here. And we also have this thing right here, which is a clock that has a key on it. There's a key there. And then the tail moves. Very interesting. And then little shutters here. Nothing outside the house that we can interact with. We also need some fire. The mirror could possibly give us fire if we angle it right, but I don't know any angles that we can do. Very perplexing. Very confusing. Very fun. This takes a different brain type instead of the order of operations of just memory. This is actually thinking your things through in a timeline. It's very, very different, very strange. I like it. I actually kind of want another game like this. I really do. It can definitely be tweaked and molded upon. Give it like, not like a 24-hour timeline, granted, but wider birth of time, different things. It's a very interesting idea, and I would love to see it expanded upon. If you want to play this game, the link to it will be in the description below. My name has been Dark Arts, and I'm going to give you a little heads-up tippy here. If if we take the mixing bowl here, and we click on things like that, something happens. What happens? Ooh. We got some stuff in the pot here, which then we can put there and possibly set on fire. But we have some logs underneath of the guy, so he needs to be moved. And this stuff is like that, but then the guy doesn't hatch. We need a light. We need something to light this thing up in. Ooh. If I do that and that, does that guy hatch? No, he does not. So we have to have the hatching first before we put things into the cooking vessel. That's good to know. That's very good to know.